This video is dedicated to my newest triggered fan base, and that would be the Ohio State Buckeyes and their soft, weak, simple minded fan base that seems to be triggered by every single comment that is made in reference to Ohio State football. Now, let me explain. But before we jump in, welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Show. Might hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell. Leave your comments, man. We are only 4 days away from game time. It is now December 28th, 12:49 a.m. So it is late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Game time, 7:30 p.m., December 31st. Only a few days out. And I've been pretty nice about what I've said so far about this game, and I haven't really gone hard on Ohio State. But I gotta be honest, man, it is hitting levels where it's just a little bit weird now. I don't get it. But before we jump in on the whole thing here, let me give a shout out to my sponsor of this show, Natalie Lopez, attorney at law. When life hits hard, the law firm of Natalie Lopez hits back harder. She practices in the areas of criminal defense and family law. You can reach her at 954-888-8833. That's 954-888-8833. You can also reach her on Instagram at NAT, that's NAT.guilty. NAT.guilty. Appreciate your continued support of our show, Natalie. And she will continue to fight for you. She does practice in the entire state of Florida, based out of Fort Lauderdale. So give her a call today. Appreciate you, Natalie. Let's jump in on this topic here. Now, you may wonder, why am I doing a video on this, right? Why am I spending my time doing a video? Because I'm going to be real. I keep it real. Ohio State fans are hella sensitive, bro. I have not seen a fan base. I thought the Notre Dame fan base was sensitive. I thought the Texas A&M people were sensitive. I thought Alabama was sensitive. I thought Oklahoma was sensitive. So just to give back a little bit of a backstory and everything, when I was doing the live podcast for championship weekend with BYU, Texas Tech, and Alabama and Georgia, and then those night games as well until halftime, where I was like, enough is enough. When I was doing that stuff, and I did half of the Ohio State Indiana game, when I was doing those podcasts, I had a lot of people from other teams jump on the podcast. And I'm cool with it, right? It's all good. It's all good. I welcome other opinions. I welcome the banter. I welcome the back and forth. And there was a lot of Texas A&M fans on there. There was a lot of Alabama fans on there. There were people from Oklahoma on there, and definitely Notre Dame. Notre Dame people were following me everywhere. And you can deny it, not believe it. Go look at my videos. Go look at my Instagram. By the way, follow us on Hurricanes Unfiltered and our main channel, Come On Now podcast on Instagram. Go follow us there, because we do drop shorts on there that we do not post on YouTube. So go check that out. But when I was doing my content for these games, they would jump on my stuff in the lives and just yakety, like you're coming on here to troll. Like, bro, I don't have the energy for that. We're trying to have a good time. We can do the banter, friendly back and forth. And look, I have great respect for every team that's in the playoffs. I have respect for Notre Dame. I mean, I don't have to like them, but I respect them. I thought they belonged in the playoffs. I thought they were a top shelf team. I thought they should have been in the playoffs. I thought Miami and Notre Dame got vastly underranked behind these SEC teams, which I thought was disgusting personally. But I dealt with a lot of the back and forth, and I was cool with it. And I still am cool. I don't care, really. On Instagram, they really, I mean, those videos hit hard. The shorts, the 3-minute videos, and they kind of hit hard. And to watch these people just absolutely lose their minds because of my opinion. Look, I'm a Miami Hurricanes podcast. Obviously, I'm going to champion for the Miami Hurricanes. I'm a Hurricanes fan. And I've been a Hurricanes fan for my entire life. So I'm going to champion for the Miami Hurricanes. Mind you, I am probably one of the more balanced when it comes to this stuff. I don't exaggerate. I don't try to make stuff up that isn't there. That's just not how I am. It's not how I roll. I mean, when I was with Inside the U for years, I gave my opinions on the Hurricanes and the failures of the Miami Hurricanes constantly. So it wasn't like this is out of the ordinary for me to take a dump on my team, because look, I tell the truth about my team. My team stinks. I'm gonna tell you, my team stinks. and I have no problem doing that. Last year's team was a damn good offense and a horrific defense. If you gave last year's offense this defense, this is a national champion, and they're gonna win. They're gonna go 16-0, and they're not gonna have a game within two touchdowns. Like, that's how good the offense was last year with this defense. Like, it would be almost unfair if you want to be honest. So that was something that we could have all wished for. But last year's defense was so bad that even if we put up 45 points, we might lose the game. And there was that possibility. All that said, I didn't bloviate or go crazy about the team last year. I mean, yeah, I did think that we belonged in the playoffs. I thought we were a top 12 team. I thought we were a top 10 team. And I was upset that we didn't make it. But at the same time, I didn't lose my shit over it. I didn't have I didn't have this faux outrage over it. And I didn't have a podcast at the time. I mean, I did have the podcast, but I wasn't covering Miami Hurricanes that closely at the time. I was just watching as a fan. But this year I decided to go in with the Hurricanes podcast, which I hope everyone's enjoyed. But I didn't go crazy over it. You know what I mean? Now, these fans come into the podcast, and that's cool. Again, like I said, they're going to run their mouths. They're going to talk their shit. Remember one thing, I am not a player. So my opinions don't mean shit. That's reality. Just like your opinions on your team don't mean shit. Because at the end of the day, the players on the field decide what happens. And I think a lot of people forget that part. This is all content. This is all fun. This is banter. But no one has been more triggered by anything I've said than Ohio State. The Ohio State fan base is weird. Like it's almost weird. And I mean, I gotta attribute it to the fact that you live in Columbus. I mean, you got nothing else to do. Your town sucks. Your state sucks. Shit's boring. I've been there. The shit is a dumpster. It's gray. It's brick. It's bland. And you wish you lived in South Florida where you have the beach. You have the sun. Like right now, today, it was 74 degrees. Beautiful day outside. Breezy, 74. Yeah, it's not what it will be like in July. It'll be 93 degrees and blistering hot and humid as hell. But you'd rather have that than have the shit you're living in right now. So I get it. You're under that dreary gray sky. You've got nothing else to do but jump on social media and look for somebody to go after. And that's cool. But all I've done in my videos about Ohio State thus far is literally comment on the stuff that's being done by the Ohio State football players. I am not looking for it. It's there. They're posting it. They're doing it. There is a large difference between me perusing other podcasts, and I got some, by the way, on my phone that I did watch that was sent to me because I'm not looking for it. And the fact that y'all are on my shit so much now, and it's cool, like I said, the algorithm has now shifted on my YouTube and my Instagram to where I got Ohio State stuff just popping up. So now it's coming to me because y'all have brought it to me. Because, yeah, you say something, and oh, shoot. I watch one pod, and, oh, now I got a bunch. And I'm not really, again, I'm not looking for it. It's popping up, right? I can't control algorithms of YouTube. Like, the stuff that was popping up in my algorithm 6 months ago is not popping up in my algorithm anymore. Like, I covered women's basketball for quite some time. I still do. But the women's ball stuff is not popping up outside of a few people who I watch. Others that they don't pop up anymore. Like, they're not even there. I don't want them to be on my thankfully. They're not showing up anymore. That's great. I'm happy about that. But now I got all this OSU stuff showing up, and it's largely because of y'all. Y'all OSU fans. My content, remember, my content's not made for you. My content's made for the Miami Hurricane fan base. And if you don't understand that, it's content for my viewers, not for y'all. But you get all butthurt about it, and you start posting all kinds of crap like you're going to do something. You don't play. Neither do I. So when I say Jeremiah Smith is running his mouth, which he is, and he's yakking about Miami, which he is, why are you triggered? Why are you sensitive? Because the last person that talked shit about Miami before a game was Trey Zunn, and he looked like the gum on the bottom of a shoe as Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor obliterated him for 4 quarters. Not making this up. This is a fact. There's only been a couple of people who have talked shit about Ruben Bain this year, and in both situations, he annihilated them. Notre Dame did it coming into the opener of the season, and Trey Zun did it. Now, it is a little bit weird to me that a guy at that level needs that level of motivation from opponents, but it seems like that's what Ruben Bain lives off. He thrives on that stuff. And it just gives him some edge that maybe he doesn't have that edge all the time. But when you talk shit about his team or him, the edge comes. So if you're going to try that, understand that we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. It's just that simple. I talked about it, and I had A&M fans saying, "Oh, don't worry, Trey Zun's got." Man, shut the hell up. You saw what happened. And those people all disappeared. I got people that were yakking about A&M for a week and a half. All of them disappeared. They never came back to say, "Yeah, you know what, your team is damn good." It's all good. I don't need you to. I don't care. When people say congratulations to your team winning, I didn't play, bro. I didn't play. So you congratulating me over my team winning is the weirdest thing on earth. I've never congratulated someone over their team winning. You don't play. If the player, I'm like, yo, congratulations to the player, to a fan, to a podcast. Fuck no. You don't play. So why the hell what am I congratulating you for? And when you congratulate me, I'm laughing. I'm like, I didn't do anything. But y'all have gotten on my stuff and y'all are losing y'all minds. And it's fine and dandy. Keep losing them, man. I appreciate the views and the clicks and the comments. But then you got a guy like Caden Johnson, Caden McDonald, where he was yakking, and someone actually corrected me saying he's a defense tackle. I said he was a defense tackle in my video. Like, watch the video before you try to correct someone. I understood very, very well that when I compared him to Ruben Bain, that it was an unfair comparison because I'm comparing a D end to a D tackle, right? And I know that the positions are different. However, I brought up Warren Sapp as well. And Warren Sapp destroys Caden McDonald's numbers. Warren Sapp from 30 years ago at UM was getting TFLs like crazy. Was a menace. And he sacked quarterbacks, and his TFL numbers were off the charts. So take a breath. And now you got Caleb Downs, and I'm making comments about the fact that I think it's weird, wholly weird, that a guy who's playing in a playoff game in a week is sitting here yakking on a podcast with his brother for 2 hours, because it's an hour and a half on video. It went for 2 hours, I'm sure. And their editors edited or whatever the hell. But I find it weird that a guy is on a podcast talking about the opponent he's going to play. I don't know if you've missed this part, Ohio State fans, but when you let 18 to 22-year-olds talk unsupervised, they say a lot of dumb shit, which is why you don't want them podcasting going into your biggest game of the year. And then I get the corrections from the Ohio State fans saying, he had it all season long. Well, you know what? You didn't play anybody all year until Indiana, and then Indiana beat you, and that was the worst game of your season. I don't know. Maybe podcasting the week of a game is not the greatest idea. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Like y'all live in this. Some people live in that world of bulletin board material stuff. Bulletin board material, it doesn't help opponents, in my opinion. What bulletin board material does is it puts more pressure on the person talking. Now that person has got to live up to what they said. And now they have to do, they feel like they have to do more, especially when you're doing with college students. Pros is different. Like Joe Namath back whenever, oh, we're going to win. I guarantee it. What did you think that man was going to say fucking 50, 60, whatever, 50 years, 60 years ago? What is he going to say? Oh, we're going to lose? Yeah, we've had a bunch of other guys later on guarantee wins they've lost, and no one says a word about it because it wasn't Joe Namath. But realistically, like, that type of stuff only puts pressure on the people saying it, which is why when you run your mouth and say, yeah, we got something for them, not wise. Now, Caleb Downs didn't go crazy. He didn't say anything off base or anything like that. You know, his brother said that he thought Miami would have been in the national championship with Ohio State. If you heard that, that shows that his brother knows football and knows that Miami's dangerous as hell. I think Caleb Downs knows that Miami's dangerous also. And he did mention, though, that his own teammates from South Florida are really chomping at the bit at this game, which also now tells you, because now that's now information that he has released. If you didn't know by Jeremiah Smith, but now you know it by Caleb Downs, that basically these three dudes, these three guys that are from South Florida, they want this game real bad. And I understand. And I don't think it's any secret that they want to win this game really badly. But, like I know Jeremiah Smith, Brendan Ennis. There's a couple other guys that he mentioned as well. You gotta be real now. Do they now try too hard, or rather than just let the game come to them? Or that they try to do too much. Like when you try to do too much, you leave your system, you make mistakes, you become undisciplined, and you try to be a star rather than just doing your job. So those are the things that I'm focusing on when I'm talking about, well, guys talking a lot. Notice what you don't hear. You don't hear Miami players talking at all. Outside of their basic, bland, boring interviews, which they're experts at, the basic, bland, and boring interviews, Ruben Bain had 2 weeks that he could have said something back about Trey's, and he said nothing. He waited until after the game, after his performance, to say F A&M, F Trey's, F, the O-line. He waited until after the game to do all that stuff. I'm sure he was doing it during the game too. But prior to the game, you didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear a word from him or anybody else on the Miami Hurricanes. And people from Ohio State now comparing a podcast to an immediate interview. No, it's not the same thing. There's no player right now being interviewed for an hour by any media outlet. They're getting a media time slot for like 5 to 10 questions max that might take 5 or 10 minutes. And it's being supervised. Like what you don't know is that the SID is standing right next to the player. And if that player gets himself in any bit of trouble, he's going to pull that player real fast. Or if a question the SID doesn't like is said, he's going to stop it right there. Don't answer that. Like I've seen it done. I've been in this business long enough. While the podcast just started 2 years ago in January, the reality is, listen here, I've been in these press conferences and I've watched players pull from interviews like that when media members ask certain questions, especially with college football, not in the pros, but college especially, because they don't want these guys to say something dumb. So when you have an unsupervised podcast and you got big brother talking, you got little brother talking, and little brother is talking about whatever, and he says, yo, my players from South Florida I want this game bad, like type stuff. Yeah, man, it's something you probably shouldn't be out there saying, because I think it's obvious, number one, but number two, it makes you now wonder what's happening. How do they feel pressure? This is all psychological bullshit. But this is all just content for conversation with fans. It's fun. It's fun to talk about. I mean, the constant comparison of Carson Beck to Julian Sain is ridiculous. You want to know who's better? Carson Beck is better than Julian Sain. I don't give a damn what anyone says. Julian Sain's biggest game of his life, he looked like dog shit, Indiana. This is now the biggest game of his life. He faced the pass rush that made him eat dirt 5 times. He's facing a better pass rush now with better athletes. A team that has stopped the run all season. So while Ohio State couldn't run the ball against Indiana, what makes them think that Ohio State's going to have a major success running the ball against Miami? If they do, then congratulations to them. They're probably going to win the game. But my bet is that Bo Jackson does not go off. And with Julian Sain not being a mobile quarterback, Ohio State's going to have a different game plan than you've seen all season. And I am almost sure of it, that we're going to see a lot of crossing routes. We're going to see a lot of short passes and the type of shit that keeps Miami's pass rush off of Julian Sain. Because if they don't, and he's dropping back 5-7 step drops, homeboy's going to get killed. He's going to get killed. Like I'm not making this up. I know what I've watched of the team that I cover and watch on a week-to-week basis. And I know what happened against a very mobile quarterback, a team with a better offensive line. Make no mistake, Texas A&M has a better offensive line than Ohio State, period. Ohio State has a better defense than A&M, but offensive line, A&M's offense line was among the best in the country, and they only give 10 sacks all year. Marcel Reed got sacked 7 times. 7 times. You think Julian Saint can avoid those same types of situations that Marcel Reed was able to avoid with his legs? Because there were times where he did avoid it. I mean, a normal non-mobile QB probably gets sacked 10 or 12 times based on that. And I'm not saying Miami's going to sack this dude 10 times, but you're going from Indiana to Miami. And while Indiana did have a better record than Miami, I don't give a damn. They played a bunch of turds too. They played one good team in conference. That was Oregon. The rest of the teams that they played stunk. The rest of the teams that they played stunk. They played one good team and a bunch of turds. Big Ten wasn't some crazy strong conference. They didn't play anyone during their regular season that was even remotely close to the level of Louisville and SMU, in my opinion. Maybe you think Illinois was. I'm not sure, but I don't think they were. I saw Illinois play. They were okay. But man, it's just you're going to play a team that actually has more athletic talent than Indiana does. Now, do I think Indiana's got better coaching than Miami on the offensive side? Yeah. Signetti, I love him. Shannon Dawson at times scares the crap out of me. Like, if you were to tell me my biggest fear of Miami is that the play calling is shit, Corey Heatherman's going to have his guys locked and loaded. I'm not worried about my defense. I'm not worried about the Hurricanes defense showing up. I am not. The only way you beat them typically is with a big chunk play, because you're not driving 10 plays, 80 yards typically on Miami. Like, it's generally not happening with that defense. Bryce Fitzgerald has more interceptions than Ohio State's entire secondary. I mean, think about that for a second. He's got more picks than their entire secondary. I believe that's the number. I mean, if I'm not, or right around the same. I mean, Bryce Fitzgerald has 6. I mean, what does the? Yeah, I just confirmed that Bryce Fitzgerald has 6 picks and Ohio State's entire secondary has 6 picks. Miami forces more turnovers than Ohio State does on defense. Again, not an opinion. Fact. But every time I give a fact, Ohio State fans are losing their shit. I don't know why you feel that you have to defend people over something. Hey, you do what you do, man. It's just an interesting dynamic, because of all the crash outs I've seen so far, it is the Ohio State fan base that is absolutely losing their minds. Let me read you some comments before we jump off, because these are the comments coming from Ohio State fans. And I haven't even read most of this crap, but I think it's just stupid. But here's an example. Caleb Downs is one of the most prepared and smartest players we've ever had at OSU. The podcast stuff is just what it is these days. Okay. You have the need to say, okay, cool. Okay. Looks like someone is starting podcast wars with Caleb Downs now. What? Just think you'd be a huge celebrity if you can cause enough turmoil on your lovely podcast to cause Caleb Downs to miss a few tackles for that big Miami win. Wish OSU had a few good men like you. What kind of cornball? That's like cornball stuff. Like, I'm commenting on the fact this dude has a podcast. Like, you're bent out of shape. Like, my man, this is embarrassing. Is this really the best angle you've got on OSU heading into the Miami game? Caleb and his brother launched the podcast in August, before the season even started, and they've released one episode a week ever since. It's had zero impact on the Ohio State's performance. Caleb is widely known as one of the most prepared players on the roster and one of the most obsessive film watchers on the team. And for the record, they've had plenty of active NFL players on as guests. Guys who, last time I checked, also play games the same week they do podcasts. Try harder. Mondo P, United States Marine Corps, you're a loser. You're a loser, bro. And I hope you've watched this. You're a loser. You're comparing a professional athlete to a college student. There's a big difference. And if you don't recall, there was a war in Dallas over podcasting, where one player called out another player about him podcasting so much. So let's get it clear. I'm not saying the young man can't have a podcast. I didn't even know he had one. So you feeling the need to educate me on it, I don't give a shit. You're preparing for the biggest game of your season and you're doing a podcast. I mean, hey, if you find it okay, that's fine. And if he doesn't play well, I'm sure it'll have nothing to do with the podcast, but more so the fact that Miami just kicked his ass. But these are things to talk about going into a game, just like blackboard material, bulletin board material, whatever the hell you want to call it. These are conversation pieces. Because all you Ohio State fans seem to think that you're going to beat Miami by 21 or 28 points. You scored 10 points against Indiana. Miami has not given up a whole lot of points this season. They're one of the best defenses in the country, just like Ohio State. They are. I mean, I'm sorry that bothers you so much. Another because we champs, OSU. Okay, you're champs. Great. That's ain't going. This is weird. This is the guy from Miami saying this stupid shit. I don't know. Hi. I mean, whatever. I mean, this guy just wrote me a book. Mind you, again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is a silly commentary. His brother is a professional. I know who his brother is. You don't need to educate me. I couldn't care less about his brother. His brother's not preparing. His brother's not preparing for a playoff game, moron. His brother's a pro. His brother's a pro. That whole conversation is about college football, actually, if you actually watched it. Again, that was the first time I'd ever seen it. Because there's not a player with the University of Miami that has a podcast that they're running on a week-to-week basis. If you find it okay, cool. How many other players on your team have a weekly podcast that they do? Like, stop, man. Oh my God. Like this is like this, like it's one thing, it's one after the other. They're all defending him. It's like he's a grown man, dude. He's a grown man. I'm having a conversation about, is this guy focused on this game or not? If you don't like it, oh well, you're commenting. You are so easily triggered. This crap is funny as shit. Here's another one. There is lots. No, there are lots of things. Not is lots of things. So your grammar sucks. You're illiterate because you're from Ohio. Just reading real. There is lots of things more important than football. And Mr. Downs is an incredible young man, and he knows him, and that is all that matters. That being said, but what the hell are you talking about? I mean, what are you talking about? Actually, in your season, there's nothing more important than football. While you're in season at Ohio State, you tell me there's nothing more important than football. If your Buckeyes are 6-6, you tell me there's nothing more important than football. Y'all motherfuckers are ready to jump off of a building after you lost to Indiana. Stop the cap. Y'all are funny. Y'all losing y'all minds when you lost to Indiana. You kidding me? Y'all were ready to fire Ryan Day last year after losing to Michigan. What, for the fourth straight time? Stop it. And the only reason you didn't keep that rhetoric up is because they won the national championship. Congratulations. Shows what idiots you are. You're stupid. It's okay. You're stupid. I understand. Here's another one. And this guy's on my podcast from other stuff. So he's actually, I've heard it all now. A pretty prevalent gambler said Ohio State lost to Indiana on purpose to focus on the natty. Come on, man. I mean, this is the bullshit they're gonna make up to justify them losing because they scored 10 points against Indiana. I mean, if I'm Ohio State and if I'm a fan and I'm just saw my team score 10 points, I'm a little nervous too. You want to know what Miami did scoring 10 points? They won. But you know what Ohio State did scoring 10 points? They lost. Yeah, I am nervous. I'm not going to sit here and deny it. I am very nervous. I'm a Hurricane fan. I am very nervous about how this game gets called. Not that the players can't make plays, but that their coaches prevent them from making plays by calling some ridiculous offensive game plan. Yes, that concerns me as a Miami Hurricanes fan. I am not lying about it. Y'all want to jump up on here and act like it. Here's another one. Oh, my God. I'm sure he takes every game seriously just because he don't act like he should be pressing every minute for a game. He don't understand what is the issue. Yelling at, you know what A&M fans were saying after they lost to Miami? They said they fucking hate Marcel Reed. That's what they were saying. And they were using videos and pictures and saying he was out clubbing and partying the week of the game. Hey, okay. Yelling at clouds, not a big deal at all. Better than him going out to a club until 3 a.m. I would agree there. You're overthinking it. He's done this all season. This isn't new. His day job is still getting done, just like yours is. He pods one time a week. Well, I pod like freaking, I don't know. I drop like 20 videos a week. So I probably do more podcasting than he does. But I'm also not preparing for a football game. I mean, you know. Retired athletes are doing podcasts. This is one of my guys here. Retired athletes doing podcasts are okay. Active athletes doing podcasts comes off as super lame and lame PR. Athletes doing podcasts are mid-season, and their mid-season is the lamest thing they can do. Yeah, I think it's weird. The fact that Draymond Green does a podcast during his season while his team is 500 and he's having spats with his coach, it's embarrassing. It's ridiculous. It's clear that he has a lot of things going on that are beyond basketball. Oh my God. Anyhow, most of the comments on this video are from Ohio State fans. Never the intention. That's what's so funny. Never the intention. These are for my people. My people. My people are Hurricane fans. This is for my people. I think this is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But y'all keep at it. I mean, hey, you love my show, subscribe. One thing you'll learn about me, if anything, is I'm actually the most fair and balanced individual when it comes to this shit. I know Ohio State's one hell of a football team. I know it. I do think Carson Beck is better than Julian Sane. I think Ohio State has a better offensive coaching staff than Miami does. Oh, well, shit, you don't have a coordinator now. Oh, yeah, that was blown off as insignificant as well. That was completely insignificant. You have your head coach who hasn't called plays in how long now taking over the duties and telling the world that there's a committee of people making decisions on plays for every play. Okay. I mean, and I read comments from the same Ohio State fan base where they felt sickened watching the Indiana game, believing that Day was the one already calling the plays because they don't like him. Because y'all were ready to fire him last year. I mean, make up your minds. It's funny. It's really, really funny. Hey. It is what it is. Yes, I'm drinking water out of a Coke bottle, just so you know. Before someone says on here, you're drinking vodka out of a Coke bottle or some shit like that. But hey, man, you got 4 days. You got 4 days, man. We'll see what happens. The players play. We watch. We're fans. You're fans. I'm a fan. I'm never going to tell you congratulations if Ohio State wins because you didn't do shit. Because you didn't do shit. The players did. I'll say congratulations to players. Like I said, I know football. I know what I grew up on. This shit I will never get accustomed to. I will never get accustomed to TikToks in the damn locker room after a game. I will never get accustomed to the stuff being all aired out for public consumption, stuff that should be private. Never be on board with that stuff. But hey, y'all want to make excuses for it? I better not hear any excuses if Ohio State loses and Caleb Downs doesn't play well. I better not hear any excuses if Jeremiah Smith does not play well and they lose. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the excuses because I know that all the people that ran their mouth from A&M have not come back. They have not they haven't even come back to say they were wrong. But hey, I'm the one that gets told, well, that take ain't work out. Oh my God. Fuck y'all, man. I don't give a damn. What do y'all think, Hurricanes fans? Because this video is about these pussies from Ohio State. It's for us to enjoy the freaking fodder and all that crap. And we're going to have a lot more stuff that's more serious coming tomorrow and Monday. And of course, probably Monday, I'm going to drop the preview. But yeah, that's all I got. Ohio State fans, be triggered. Come on board. Jump on board. Cry me a river. Defend your guys. Defend, defend, defend. Oh my God, we hurt your feelings and your gray ass, boring ass, bland ass, dreary ass. Make you want to jump off of a building city. I've been there. Shit's awful. This is all you got. Ohio State football. Without Ohio State football, y'all rather be dead. I get it. I understand. It's like living in hell. Couldn't give a fuck, man. I'm done. This Hurricanes Unfiltered. Leave the comment. Ohio State fans, leave your comments. Go at me. I appreciate it. Even subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that too. I will be live at 7:30. You are welcome to jump on board and talk your shit through the duration of the live. Keep it respectful, but you can talk your shit. Just make sure that you know that it's largely a Hurricane crew. So if Miami is busting Ohio State's ass, you're probably going to leave the room because you're not going to want to hear it, but I'm sure that's what you're going to do anyhow. So that's all I got. Y'all like the video? Subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. This is Hurricanes Unfiltered. Powered by Come On Out of the Podcast. Come on now.